Hey guys, I am Big and Scary. I'm bringing you another StarCraft 2 replay for Team EchO, this time featuring in our top left-hand corner EchO.JadePop, our blue Protoss, and in the bottom right we have EchO's Hordeon, our red Zerg. This is game one of the best of three that these guys are playing for that tourney. Moving on from game one, if they win this set, they'll move on to the second set, and then the finals are going to be best of five. First and second set are going to be best of three. We're on Alkaline Waste. It's red versus blue, Zerg versus Protoss, and it's pretty much my favorite match just to look at, because it's so incredible just to see the different unit compositions, especially if Protoss manages to get to the mid to late game. But before either player has that money composition, the back and forth and the nervousness that both players have to go through in order to get the money composition up, I like it a lot. I like it a lot. And JadePop's throwing down that pylon. Looks like he's going to be going for a Forge Fast expand. Alkaline Waste has an enormous ramp leading down to the common ground, which makes so it's more difficult than normal to block it off completely. But make no mistake, I mean, you have to build a forge gateway inside your next core anyway, so might as well incorporate that into your wall, and then the wall off's pretty much complete at that point. Maybe just throw down one more pylon, maybe a zealot strategically placed, just depends on where you throw your buildings down. Hordeon's not throwing up any cheese, he's not getting a super early pool or anything like that. In fact, he's tanking quite a lot of money. It looks like he's going to be throwing down a hatch first, because he's already passed that 200 mineral point. JadePop throws down that forge and immediately sends his own probe out for scouting, and has not grabbed any gas himself. He's making motions like he really wants to get his own expansion up, which is totally standard. There goes that hatchery. We're probably going to see a spawning pool in just the next couple of seconds. We can see that money's starting to accumulate, but Hordeon's not missing any drone production. Definitely expending all that larva as soon as he gets it right into a drone. He's saving one larva, but that's because he wanted the money for the spawning pool. It's that timing is actually very specific. His spawning pool is going to be done, I think, before the hatchery by just a couple of seconds, but if you're really perfect and you get them to pop at pretty much the exact same time, you can produce your queens at the exact same time. But that's not going to matter much to Hordeon, because he's going to be having to deal with this cannon rush coming out of JadePop, throwing down 3 pylons. Excellently done. He's going to be able to drop probably 2 photon cannons in that little gap back there, and he's just waiting for one of the pylons to finish. Good surround there by Hordeon, getting all of his probes on those pylons, immediately starting up. Oh no, the spawning pool is not quite done, and actually we're going to see that timing finish. So yeah, there goes the spawning pool, but there goes the 2 photon cannons, and those photon cannons are going to absolutely wreck these drones. And honestly, I think what Hordeon needs to do is cancel the hatchery, send one of his drones up to take his third, and just relax. You don't have to take your natural, you can take your expansion somewhere else, but no, he's doubling down. He's getting the Zergling production. He's getting 2 queens, one at both of the expansions, but with 4 photon cannons going to be built, you switch over to the economic tab, 15 harvesters. He's already significantly behind on this, and the reason being that he lost so many drones, and this is really just brutal for Hordeon. There's not much he can do to bounce back from this, just because he allowed that hatchery to finish. Those photon cannons are well within range of that hatchery. It's definitely going to go down. Hordeon's just going to go ahead and tap out, and that is just incredibly frustrating, I can assure you. Because, I mean, he was doing a totally normal build, and he scouted the throwdown immediately. I hate it whenever maps have this cubbyhole that a clever Protoss can exploit like that, because it really is difficult. You basically lose your expansion immediately, and you do have to cancel it. You do have to pretty much build it over here on the 4th, and this map is difficult because the 4th, I say the 4th because traditionally you'll take this one for the 3rd, but then you've got to take down the destructible debris or escort your drone all the way around this rock tower and hope and pray that they don't collapse that and leave you stranded in here with a handful of zealots. So the 2 other places that you can throw down a hatchery really suck, just really bad. And the natural, since it's been locked down by those photon cannons, Hordeon basically had a 1 and gun. Sprint over there with those 8 Zerglings, see if you can do some damage there, but there's already a photon cannon going up. There's no pylon back at home, so his Zerglings probably would have had no problems taking out quite a lot of probes. Maybe Hordeon could have stuck around a bit longer, but it was looking pretty grim. It was looking pretty grim. But you know what? Best of 3s. Best of 3, there's 3 more games. There are 2 more games. I'm good with math. I'm great with math. I will see you guys in the next game. I am Big and Scary. Bye.